Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 67 of now the Tiki Taka podcast. Interesting name. We'll see how things go with that. Felt like we just needed a little bit of a rebrand, not too much, nothing crazy. Today, it's just going to be me, Peter, and Zach. Yeah, Zach, that's awfully
Yo,
quiet.
yeah.
There we go.
Thanks for
There
having
you
me.
go. There you go. No problem. Um, Sam decided to do the sporting updates podcast. Apparently, they had to do it today, and he told me, "Listen up, we got the big game against Barca, we got the game against Porto coming up," and I was like, "Okay, that's fine. Me and Zach will roll with it. It's gonna be interesting because we've never done a podcast as the two of us, so we'll see how things go. But yeah, let's get right into it because there's a lot to talk about. I'll try and space things out kind of decently. I'm still trying to save time for the big game to talk about the big game, the Sporting Porto one coming up this weekend. But anyway, let's
Yes.
start with Benfica. I'm not even going to talk much about this Taça da Liga game. Not even going to give you the lineup. Doesn't even matter. Benfica tied 1-1 against Braga. Whole scored. Um, this game, just summing up, it was really Benfica in a nutshell. First 5-10 minutes, really good. Got the goal. After that, didn't attack. Braga didn't really create much, but they got the one chance. They scored. That's it. 1-1. Whatever. Got a goal, in my opinion, which looked like a wrongly offside and a wrongly called offside goal, but that's all right. I mean, I don't really care. We didn't deserve to win anyway, so just really move on with this Taça da Liga game to not waste time on meaningless things. Anyway, so the game, then Benfica played Passos. They won 2-0. Servi and Jonas scored. It was Jules Cesar in goal. He obviously filled in for Varela after his big mistake against Boa Vista. André Almeida, Ruben Dias, Luizão, and Grimaldo across the back. Feza and Pizzi in the midfield. Servi, Zivkovic on the wings. Jonas and Seferovic. This was Benfica's best game of the season, like by far. It's completely different from what they've done the past few games and completely different from today. It was very complete performance. Everybody played well, very attacking, they pressured a lot, which is something that they've been lacking. I mean, they created bunch of chances. I mean, it was two goals, which could have been easily been 5-6 nil. Still wasn't impressed with Pizzi though, but Servi had a big game. Zivkovic played really well. Janos is what we know he is. In my opinion, when informed, the best player in the league, like by far. There's no one even close to him. Um, but yeah, and I mean, this game feels like very far away now, even though it was just on Saturday. It was a very good performance though. Um, I was impressed with Ruben Dias, by the way. Very, very important to say. He's a very good prospect. Zach, did you catch a little bit of this game?
Benfica, no, not this weekend. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. Let me just. Sorry about that, but yeah, I mean, There's not really much to the story about this game. Paz just defended throughout basically the whole 90 minutes. Didn't really press much. Benfica just continued. They just did what they should do every single game, which is very tight, compact, spaces between the lines, very high pressure, and a lot of, 1-2s, and, everything just kind of clicked. It was a very good game. Now leads me to the Basel game. I don't even want to spend a lot of time on that Basel game because they don't really deserve praise. Um, so Basel won 5-0 against Benfica. 5-0. Yeah. I mean, I still don't know how that happened. But anyway, Júlio César was in goal. Almeida, Luizão, Jardel, and Grimaldo across the back. Feza and Pizzi in the midfield. Kovic and Servi on the wings. Yeah. And Jonas and Raul Jimenez. I said 11 names. I could have sent 0. There was no difference on the pitch. Nobody was playing. So start off with a mistake. I mean, right off the bat, the first goal is ridiculous. You can see 2 minutes in, and then you can't create one single scoring opportunity till the 43rd minute. I mean,
And
it's
the fact that just to forebode to our later discussion, the fact that Sporting could more or less hold their own against one of the best teams in the world today, and that Benfica got run over by Basel. I mean, it does not look good.
no, it doesn't. It's ridiculous. I mean, especially, and I'm not a big fan of Sergio Conceição, but a couple of guys at school were
Yeah,
talking to me, and I was like, I didn't watch the Porto game against Monaco. How did he do? And I was like, they played really well. Like they played really well, and they played really well against Monaco. And I mean, we're watching Porto play really well against Monaco. Even if they've lost the game and played well, I would have still praised them. We have Sporting, go head to
no, they
head
did.
against. Obviously, looks like it. We
What?
what? Yeah, go ahead, Zach.
No, were you just agreeing with me?
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know yet, but I mean, I
Yeah,
could,
it's
I
tough.
could by the end of the season.
Yeah,
Uh,
really tough.
and then Sporting go head to head against Barca and have a very good game, which apparently they created
Very
chances
good.
to score as well. So I mean, and
Hmm.
then you watch Benfica and you're like, how the hell? I mean, I've got nothing against Basel. Like I respect, the club, but not in a million years should they even win this game by one goal, much less five. So when they win by 5 goals, there's something wrong. And I'll tell you what's wrong. Everything's wrong. Like from the president to the
Yeah.
coach, like the coaching staff, like you're making, like for example, you call up Krovinovic, and he actually has 2 good games because he also came in against Pastors, and he's not even on the list for the Champions League. Like how do you do that? How does your number two, number eight, or your number two attacking midfielder isn't even in the Champions League squad? How the hell does that happen? And especially when Pizzi, this I don't know who this Pizzi is, but I don't really know him, and I don't want him anywhere near my club because this Pizzi doesn't go past the midfield. He just stays on defense, and oh my God, everybody blame Filipe Augusto because it's Filipe Augusto. Guess what, guys? It's been 2 games, and it's the same shit. It's not Filipe Augusto, it's Pizzi. It's absolutely ridiculous because you have good strikers. You have Jonas, you have Raul, you have Seferovic, you whatever. But if you don't have anybody to get them the balls, to get them the scoring opportunities, you're not going to score. And Pizzi, which is supposed to be the heart and soul of the team, is playing as a number 6, and faces right next to him. So you can't blame Filipe Augusto, you can't blame Samaris. It's either on the coaching staff or this is either on Pizzi as well. Like
Hmm.
it's just ridiculous because you saw this guy last year and even the first half of the season 2 years ago, a very attacking, very forward-minded player. He's always trying to push, the ball forward and trying to create plays. While here, he just walks for like 2 yards and then passes the ball to the side. Then gets it back, runs 2 more yards, passes the ball to the other side. He doesn't try any big passes. I mean, the last big pass that he tried got us a goal against Chaves. But how long ago was that?
Hmm.
Like, this is a guy that needs to orchestrate the team, and he's not doing it. He's not doing it. Um, I thought Zivkovic was okay. I mean, you know, whatever. He can't really do much. Raul was trash, but I mean, he didn't really get any opportunities as well. Luizão is bad. He's really really bad. The play where Faisal concedes the penalty is all on him. Like, how are you backtracking into your own goal? Like, if you're like near the midfield, you understand why you're backtracking. But when the guy is inside your own, penalty box, you can't go even further back. You need to attack the player. You need to attack the ball, and he didn't do that. He let Faisal try and get the ball, and obviously there's a small touch. The referee calls a penalty, and I'm not even bothered because it was the right decision. But he made mistakes. Like this guy, you can't have Luizão go up against Dumbia, against Suarez, against even like thinking about Manchester United, like Rashford, Martial, like. Mkhitaryan. Like, how can you have Lizon go up against these guys? Like, he doesn't have any type of pace. Like, he can't run. He just walks around. You know. And then Almeida is a fault to me in the second goal. He doesn't even know how to mark the. This is just there's so many mistakes. Like I could just it's just bad. And Jardel, I think he had an okay game, but again, this is ridiculous. So you play Ruben Dias 3 games in a row, and he plays well. Jardel wasn't even called up to the Pastor game, and then you start him here. Like why? If he would have played, if he would have started against Passos, and then play here, it could be like, okay, he played against Spazio, was ready to play today, but he wasn't even called up. So how can you explain a player that doesn't get called up for Saturday and he plays on Wednesday when, especially the guy that he's replacing, was playing well? Uh, what else? Grimaldo can't defend. He can't. He just can't defend. I don't know if it's just right now the form that he's in. I think so because I mean last year he wasn't a very solid defender, but he wasn't as bad as he's being right now. And I'm hoping it's just a phase. But he's good going forward, but going back he's not good. Um, and I mean, and even Julius Caesar to me is a blame on the fourth goal, I believe, where he comes out of the line really well and then stops. Like he went off his line. That was the right decision, and then he stops halfway through. Like it was an appalling game, and then to cap it off, Andre Almeida, the 2-footed challenge, just absolutely destroys that Basel guy. It's a straight red. He's probably going to get 3 or 4 games suspension because that was just ridiculous. I mean, he's got the point that it was a foul before. He got fouled. The ref didn't call it, but just because the ref didn't call the foul doesn't allow you to take that 2-footed challenge. That's just ridiculous. You're not playing for scrubs. You're playing for Benfica. I mean, come on. You got to have some type of, you know. um. Okay. What else I can talk bad about this game? I think Sevi starting was like understandable, but I would have started Salvio. Starting Raul was absolutely ridiculous because Seferovic hasn't done anything to be dropped. He's playing in his home country. The goddamn Basel opponent said, "Oh, we can't let this guy shoot because he's very good," and then you bench him. Like, just that's this is just being a lot of Rui Vitoria's bad decisions, like one right after the other. And I respect him and I like him and I think he's a good coach, but he's making a lot of mistakes and they are not understandable. Like if every coach gets it wrong every now and then, and if you understand why he made the switch, though, it's another thing. When you don't understand what the hell is going on, it's a completely different deal, and that's the case with Benfica right now. It's just it's unbelievable. Uh, let's see if I. Okay, I mean to cap off the rant, I would say that I'd start 3 or 4, out of these guys in the next game against Marítimo. I'd obviously have to start Julio Cesar because I don't think he's going to start Sevillar. I would start Zivkovic. I would start Jonas, and that's it. I don't care who else start. Like Grimaldo, to me, is droppable as well. The way he's been playing, just whatever. Bench him for 1 game. Pizzi definitely deserves to be. Feza, right? Keep Feza. Pizzi deserves to be dropped. Servi, he was already dropped this game. I don't think he's going to start. Zivkovic was okay, fine. Bring back Seferovic. Bring Gabriel. Play Ruben Dias. Play someone different. Like
I would actually consider playing Gabigol over Jonas personally. Maybe for like 1 game, even though Jonas has that quality. But I mean, that's just me.
No, I wouldn't disagree with you. I think Gabriel has shown every 5, 10, 45 minutes that he's played that he's got skill, like he's got ability. Yeah. I honestly don't know why he didn't play well at Inter, but I think you could see that there's something there that you could take advantage of. So I do agree with you there, and but the issue is that you see and this is where the players also have the blame because the coach can make the bad decision, But when the players aren't even trying, like you don't see any type of effort, that's also on them. Like you're not trying to change anything, and we
Mhm.
need change. So that's why I would always start. 3 out of 4 of these guys, because they don't deserve to start if they don't give us anything. And that's an issue. And I'm just reviewing the fourth goal, and also a mistake by Pizzi. The passing it back
Yeah,
to the middle of the field. I just
definitely.
realized that. So, but anyway, it's just mistake after mistake after mistake, and things need to change. And if this was what it took for us to turn things around, I would be okay with it. But I'm not even sure that's gonna happen. So,
Hmm.
uh, hopefully, though, they've realized, because what annoys me, and I don't know if you agree with me, Zach, but what annoys me is that I see the ability on certain players, like you look at Zivkovic, and other guys, and the ability is there, but they're not even playing well, and that's what's frustrating.
Yep. It's like the Trump presidency. Just when you think it can't get any worse, it does.
It does.
No, I kid, Timo, but I think that Benfica just need to trust their youth. I mean, for me, this season is a wash. The best that they can hope for is a cup win, is winning the Tasa or something. I don't know, but they're definitely not going to win the league. I mean,
I mean, the
they
thing the
might
thing
manage
is, they're still in
second.
it. At least they're still in it.
Well, it's September and they're barely in it. That's all it tells you. I think that the best. I think that what Benfica should aim for is just to make this completely a rebuilding year, kind of like Sporting did last year. I remember Sporting. Sporting last year
They
were
dropped out
pretty
of the title race
terrible.
really early.
Like yeah, like Benfica will. And Sporting, there were really only like two highlights. About Sporting last season, in my opinion, which were Bastos and Gelson Martins. So, I think that Zivkovic can have a Gelson kind of season this season. He can make like Gelson's last season this season for him. That should be one of the priorities because I think he is the player that Benfica should build around. Um, all in all, we should have seen this coming. I mean, PC had one good season. People calling him like to start for Portugal. I mean, and like, I mean that's just one thing. I mean, personally, I think Krovinovic should be given some opportunities. I think there are a lot of players. And PC's like 28 and like had the first good season of his career last year, where he's like anything above average. I mean, if I'm Benfica, I'm I'm giving opportunities to Diogo Gonçalves. I'm giving opportunities to Krovinovic. I'm uh,
João
I'm
Carvalho.
I'm giving opportunities to João Carvalho. There's a lot of players who have that long-term value,
And I agree with you. And I totally.
and I just think, I mean, it supersedes that. First of all, I criticized Allegri for this for not starting um for not starting Rugani in the past two games. Didn't work out too bad today when they got a clean sheet, but still, I mean, you need that experience, and uh, first of all, it would be one thing if like I don't know if Louis Sau and if Louis Sau and Jardel were like Lindelof and Garay, but they're not. I mean, Louis Sau is finished. Jardel is trash. Um, Ruben Diaz needs to start, and I think that it's not even about giving youth opportunity. It's about like it for me.
It's
It's
about
just
quality.
about
It's about
yeah. It's about
quality.
quality, and Ruben Diaz not only has he shown in Portugal that he has the quality, that he has the potential. But he's shown that he's a better center back than Luis Sau and Jardel, at least in my opinion. I mean, I know Benfiquistas love Luis Sau because he's the captain, he's the leader, but his legs are done. He really doesn't have much to offer,
Uh,
especially if he's not playing in a deep block. For
yeah.
me, Ruben Diaz is better. And I would also consider giving Kalaika some opportunities. Hasn't really impressed in the youth team, but still, I would give him some.
Played well
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the main squad, so that's really much
yeah. And
all
so
you can
I
give.
would I would give Kalaika some opportunities. Like I said, Goncalves, Krovinovic, Carvalho, all just give them opportunities, and I think they'd be better than PC is right now. Um, I mean, but yeah, the center backs are the defense for one. I mean, we went from having a back line with Ederson, Nelson Semedo, Victor Lindelof, Luisa, and a much better Luisa, and Grimaldo, who was okay. All right. To this mess, to this travesty, um, and it's just it's not even about them being old and not championship quality. I don't think they're good. I don't think a lot of them are good footballers. I
Mm-hmm.
think, I mean, Andre Almeida was like had some kind of potential. Like I think back in like 2012 or something. I have never thought he would be anything more than an above average player, and he hasn't even met my expectation there. I think he's an extremely below
Stopgap player.
average.
He's a stopgap player. He's not.
Yeah, he's a
He's a guy.
stopgap player. He's at best a a rotational sub. You
Yes.
cannot win a title if he's playing 20 games a season, much less a regular starter. Okay? So,
Yeah.
I never liked Douglas at Barca. I think that that even Pedro Pereira is raw, but I'm giving them opportunities, okay? Because Benfica at this point they got way more issues than winning title. They're not winning the title, okay? I think we need to accept that right now. Porto and Sporting have better coaches, they've got better XIs, and they've got better squad depth. For me, Benfica's goal needs to be like, you know what? Fuck the season. Fuck the title race. We've got to get in the youth. We've got to get in the new generation. We got to get out these players. There is no way in hell that Jardel, that Andre Almeida, that Varela, or even Julio Cesar, or Rafa, or Pizzi or Salvio should be starters come the end of the season. I'm sorry. I mean, it's
But
it's fine
like
if you get third and bring in all these new starters. It is